So I find it really interesting how you can look at like newspapers, for example, and see different events, different activities, you know, whatever it is, but you can see different stuff that happened on a specific day, you know, whether it's 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 100 years ago, whatever it is, you know, you have newspapers as an example to see kind of what was going on. In a way, it's kind of like a time capsule because you're able to see what was happening. And I find it very interesting how people will specifically look for stuff like this on a special day like their birthday, for example. Within the last decade or so, Snapchat memories and other types of social media platforms that have this on this day kind of flashback look, whatever you want to call it, those kind of act like the same kind of thing in a way. And what I find most interesting is that when it comes to these type of things, especially newspapers, especially, you know, your highlights, whatever it is, you're always going to be looking at the most important, you know, highlights that just kind of happen on like a very broad scale. You know, you're not really going to see this random little thing that happened or this random little thing that happened because it just wasn't that important. You know, obviously when it comes to a newspaper, it's going to be the most important stuff, the most highlights, you know, whatever it is. So it makes sense that it's not going to really cover kind of everything that really happened during that time. So this past week I turned 24 on January 18th, and I thought it'd be super cool to just document the stuff like as I'm still here living in the moment, you know what I mean? Like I'm able to kind of document the stuff that pertains to my life on kind of like a video format, time capsule. I don't even know what I want to call this, but it's just like interesting that I can capture what is happening in the moment, even if it's not necessarily a highlight, you know? I'm someone who loves reminiscing on old times, you know, looking at memories, just feeling nostalgic about different things, no matter what type of thing it is, you know? So with all that said, I know my future self will appreciate this because they'll be able to look back at the current present and seeing, you know, kind of just what was happening. And I know my past self will appreciate this because this is something that they have always liked, you know, they like hoarding memories and all that stuff. So being able to appreciate the present while still in the present, it's gonna be really cool because that's when you're truly living, you know, remember that. So now that I've done all the yapping, you know, I've set the stage, you know, hopefully you're hooked, hopefully you're invested in the video because now we're just gonna go into it. So starting off with music, for example, it's kind of a weak week. So the only project that really stuck out to me during this time was Balloonerism by Mac Miller. You know, obviously this is a posthumous album from him, and it's pretty cool because it was released 5 years ago on the dot from his first posthumous album, Circles. So I'm not the biggest Mac Miller fan, but I'll always appreciate his work. So having an album like this that's been just kind of behind the scenes and was never really released to the public finally come out of the vault, you know, it's pretty cool to see. But yeah, that's pretty much it for music. As I said, it was really just gonna be that one project that came out that really stuck out to me. And now moving over to movies, same thing. There never really is anything special that comes out during this time, mainly because it's right after the big Christmas holiday season. However, a cool thing is they did bring back The Substance to theaters. And, you know, with that being my 2024 movie of the year, it's cool that more people get to see it, you know, in a theater setting. So now we're shifting gears to basketball. Lakers are my team. And I thought it'd be cool to also just mention their record of the week. So they were able to win 4 games. They did lose 2. And, you know, honestly, I'll take it because they have not been that good this season. Also, you know, shout out to Kobe year 24. Yeah, all right. So I don't really game like I used to. However, I still do play Fortnite pretty often just because, you know, it'll just always be there. You know, they're always updating it and doing stuff like that. And I found it pretty interesting that they actually came out with this whole Godzilla collab on like the day before my birthday, I think. And the reason I find it so interesting is because if you watch my 2024 media video where I talk about all the stuff I consumed or whatever, I watched a lot of Godzilla movies. So it's just like random, you know, like what are the chances? Like I just watched all these movies and now it's in my game. Like come on, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And to close out the week, the Oscar nominations finally were released after a little week delay or whatever it was. Definitely some mixed feelings about it. Some stuff that, you know, I'm happy to see nominated. Some other things, not at all, you know, not at all. And definitely some snubs. I do plan on making a video going over the Oscars, you know, my predictions and whatnot when it comes to these movies, but that'll be a lot closer to when the actual event happens in March. I was looking on Letterboxd, shout out Letterboxd, and I've only seen 11 of the 50 movies that were nominated, and you know, I want to try to watch all of them. If I can try to watch all of them, or at least majority of them for like the more major categories, I'll be pretty happy. And then you guys will see that video, And I also wanted to give a shout out to some celebrities who I share a birthday with. You know, I got some birthday twins. So shout out to Jason Segel, who turned 56. Shout out to Dave Bautista, who turned 45, as well as Estelle, who turned 45. So, you know, I've done all this yapping, just been talking about some stuff, and, you know, a lot of it probably doesn't even seem that important to any of you guys. And you see, that's the point I'm getting at, you know? It's all about perspective when it comes to this type of stuff. There's always gonna be stuff going on, no matter what time it is, you know, no matter what day it is, You know, some people are gonna have these crazy stuff happening when it's their birthdays. Some people are gonna have what happened with my week, you know? You guys are probably wondering, you know, what did I even do for my birthday week? You know, I just shared all this other stuff that happened in the external world. What happened in my own world? So I had some good Korean barbecue on my birthday. Shout out to my family. Went to the zoo with my girlfriend, saw some gorillas, and I had many more great memories that I was able to experience during this time. So yeah, just live in the present, enjoy whatever's happening in your world, because, you know, everyone's living in their own world, even though we're all in the same world. All right, was that deep, or is that like fake deep? But no, really, I appreciate anyone who watched this video. Just wanted to, as I said, put together something to see, you know, and share, and yeah, I don't know, just something fun. As I said, I'm a hoarder when it comes to memories, and being able to archive stuff, I think it's exciting. Thanks for watching.